Welcome to Tabletop Battle Adventures, DDay, 1100 hour, Turn 22, Part 4. We're looking at Carentan, and in the distance, farm and hedgerows outside of Carentan. For the details, you'll have to watch the introduction video for this turn. 6 Fallschirmjäger platoon controls Carentan. Both bridges leading into Carentan are also controlled by the 6 Fallschirmjäger, and the river lock, which is open, and is flooding these green fields. Infantry advance, no run, and no vehicles. Once the river lock is closed, D3 turns, the fields will be no longer flooded. These brown fields are not flooded. Hedgerows block line of sight, except for the hedgerows that have walls along them, and they do not block line of sight. Omaha Beach. I can at least mention who's here. So there's a platoon from the 506th PIR, and they have nearly been wiped out. Also, they have nearly wiped out a platoon from the 1058 Grenadiers. And there's two armored vehicles out of the 3 that began on the battlefield that are still in the fight. Sergeant Eulander's Puma, or First Lieutenant Eulander's Puma, and Sergeant Ronald's half-track. Over to Omaha Beach. The 916th Grenadiers, 1st and 2nd Platoon, are nearly wiped out. Only a few survivors that are fleeing this bunker that's about to collapse, explode. The rest of the Germans you're seeing are all KIA. Second Rangers, Company C, 1st and 2nd Platoon from the far right flank. They've made a cut through the first barbed wire here. And their position starts to intermingle here with the 116th Infantry, Company A, 1st Platoon. They've taken the most losses. They have made it through the first barbed wire, and even a cut through the second barbed wire now. And the 743rd Tank Battalion, Company A, 1st and 2nd Platoon, doing massive damage, along with the Navy boats firing. The Navy boat has 1 order dice also a turn. And we left off a couple of nights ago when I accidentally pressed stop on the recording. Since I do no editing, when I accidentally touched the stop button, that's it. But we were here with the 743rd Tank Battalion, Company 1st Sergeant, and he had received a fire order, and he fired his main gun at these 3 Germans from the 916th Grenadiers, 2nd Platoon, 1st Section, in the forest that's been somewhat destroyed, and the shot missed just over that open top bunker. So now we'll continue on. The Company 1st Sergeant is going to use his hull-mounted MMG, and he'll go ahead and it's going to be 7s, whether he shoots into the forest or whether he shoots at something like this bunker. So let's go for this bunker. The center order dice represents the 916th Grenadiers, 1st Platoon Sniper. We want to try to put a pin marker on him. He's been doing some damage to our soldiers. So here we go. 5 shots, needing 7s. Company 1st Sergeant can give out 2 order dice. his first order dice. He's going to radio over to the second platoon leader, Jackson. He's got 1 pin marker. He'll receive a fire order. He is immobilized also, but I'm not going to move him. He's going to open fire. So we'll be testing at a 10 and under. He's able to give himself a morale of +2 with 1 pin marker. No problem. He's going to go ahead and fire at this bunker. This bunker's taken 26 damage, I think. So it's only can go 36 damage and it is destroyed. So let's knock it out. There's still a LMG team in there that everyone else fled the bunker for the Germans. Probably going to flee the whole battlefield if they survive this barrage from the armor, U.S. armor. But there is still the LMG gunner in the bunker, providing cover fire while the rest of them escape, and he could do some serious damage here to these Rangers. So let's kill him. We're just going to hit the bunker, so looking for a 3. This is 2d6 and a scatter dice. Let's see where that heavy AT round is going to end up. Ooh, this could get interesting. Just barely missed on the scatter dice. Second platoon leader has no shot with the hull-mounted MMG, but they will be able to open fire with their heavy machine guns. Since they're open top, might as well fire away. We'll go ahead and go for these Germans in the woods again. It's going to be long-range 4s, beyond range 6s, and where they're at, shooting into the center of the woods, either way, it'd be 7s. So looking for 7s. Company First Sergeant, second order dice. He'll radio over to the second platoon tank, and he also will open fire on the bunker. I want to knock that bunker out, so close. So he'll need a 3. This is 2d6 and a scatter dice. Falls short. Hull-mounted MMG is going to open fire. And see if we can put a pin on the sniper. Same target as before. Center of the bunker. 2 possible. Get a hit. Sniper is an NCO, so he can only be killed on 6s, wounded on 5s. Just a pin marker. Second platoon leader, the first lieutenant, also can give out 2 order dice. His first order dice, he's going to radio over to the Navy. The Navy's going to receive one of the boats. Whoever can fire is going to receive a fire order. Navy boat. It's going to need a 3 to hit. And I think we will I wonder if he's got a view. And those soldiers are hidden. Those can't fire on these soldiers yet because these soldiers have not fired, so they're hidden. So we'll go ahead and see if our Navy destroyer can destroy this bunker. Needing a 3. Reroll. Needing a 3. Alright, get the hit. 1 through 3. It's a 3-inch HE. 4, 5, 6. We got the 4-inch. Normally, the 4-inch HE is 3d6 for against a building, but as this is a bunker, it's going to be 2d6. 2d6 damage to the bunker. 7 will bring us up to 33 damage, so it only needs 3 damage to be destroyed. Second platoon leader, the first lieutenant, second order dice. He'll radio over to first platoon leader. And he's going to use his main gun, the fire order. I think we'll go ahead and target this. We'll start doing some damage, more damage to this bunker here that's still got a sniper, an MMG team, and a section leader. So to hit this, we're going to need a 3 to hit the bunker. Oh, they get the hit. So, this 2-inch HE can only do, it's supposed to be D6 hits against the building, but it's a bunker, so half that, so D3 hits. That's a good spot to roll over here. 2 damage, that'll bring this bunker to 9 damage. Again, this bunker needs 36 to be destroyed. First platoon leader, first lieutenant's going to also fire the, well, he's going to have his men fire the hull-mounted MMG. We'll target the 916th Grenadiers, 2nd Platoon, 3rd Section LMG gunner, center screen. 5 shots, needing long-range 4s, single-man 5s, hard cover 7s. 1 possible. First platoon leader, being a lieutenant, can give out 2 order dice. He's going to radio the T-34 Calliope. Fantastic, horrible weapon. And he's going to order them to fire indirectly at the center of this bunker. Determined to knock this thing out. And I believe it's going to be, we're going to get to target the bunker, the men in the bunker, the 916th Grenadiers 2nd Platoon commander and his radio operator messenger, plus the 3 soldiers in the forest there from the 1st section. It's the fire order. Calliope fires first rocket. It's going to be a target. The bunker is a target. The LMG team in the bunker. Platoon commander, first lieutenant, and the 3 soldiers from 1st section. Start with the bunker. And will they go down? You know, they're not going to go down because I'm planning on fleeing the battlefield with these soldiers. I'd like to get them off this battlefield, and then they'll end up coming in on this battlefield. First rocket headed for the bunker itself. Yes, 2d6 and a scatter dice for that rocket. That is, the weapon that we're using. It was the heavy mortar. Might still hit the bunker. We're going to measure from the center of the bunker. It lands off the battlefield. Let's go ahead and target. The next rocket will be the LMG team in the bunker. Needing a 6 to hit. Yes. 2d6 and a scatter dice. Overshoots the target. Next up, the 3 soldiers from 1st section in the forest. See where that round's gonna land. Gotta re-roll this dice. Seems like they're gonna escape. Now for the platoon commanders. Incoming rocket. They go down. No, we gotta get off this battlefield. Rounds coming screaming in. Miss. 2d6 scatter dice. Ooh, 11 inches. Gonna land in the road. The Calliope will not be able to fire its hull-mounted MMG. First platoon leader's 2nd order dice. Can't give it to the crocodile flamethrower tank. I think he'll radio over to this 1st platoon tank and give them a fire order. He's going to target That bunker there only needs 3 damage. I want to destroy that bunker. He'll need a 3. Just aiming for the bunker. Oh my gosh. So many misses. So much firepower. And so many misses. We got 2 hits out of all of that fire. Shoot. Alright. 2d6 and a scattered ice for a miss. Lands harmlessly on the front of the trench. Disappointing. Hull-mounted MMG. He won't be able to fire this direction at all, obviously, because he's got the 116th Infantry 2nd Squad Flamethrower team. Actually, they did go down. Well, actually, everybody in front of him is down. This group's down. They're all down, trying to avoid being destroyed by the artillery strike that came in the beginning of this turn. So she can shoot, although, there they went down too. Yeah, let's go. Let's try to put another pin marker though on that sniper who's been so deadly to us. Or should we go for the MMG team? Get another pin on a different unit. Let's go for the MMG team. 5 shots, needing 7s. 2 possible. A lot of firepower. Didn't do as much damage as I thought. A lot of misses. Reluctantly, I follow my daughter's orders, which was to have the Germans defending Omaha Beach not fight to the death, but in fact, she said, have them retreat off the battlefield. So I'm going to do it, since the next order dice happen to be a German. So we'll give it to the 916th Grenadiers, 2nd Platoon Commander, the 1st Lieutenant Center, with his radio operator, the only surviving radio operator on this battlefield. But that's the orders, and they are so these 3 soldiers, these 3 here from 1st section, and then the 1st section LMG team inside of this bunker. They are the only survivors that were defending this entire half of Omaha Beach. Everyone else is buried in the rubble here, dead inside of buildings, and all through the trenches. So I'll follow the orders. And the 1st Lieutenant is also going to pull 2 order dice. He can pull 3. Actually, yeah, he has a radio operator, but does anybody here have a radio? I don't think so. I think all the radio operators have been killed. So it won't matter. So 2 order dice. The 1st Lieutenant is going to order the 1st Section Assistant Leader and his 2 assault soldiers with him to advance, and they will make it off the battlefield. They're going to escape. They survived that ridiculous bombardment. I can't believe it. I was trying to kill them. All right, so they're going to be testing it at 10 and under. They're good. They get rid of that 1 pin marker. They are going to get the hell out of here. 1st Lieutenant will now order the LMG team inside of the bunker to exit the bunker. And also, the Lieutenant and his soldiers will exit the table on an advance order. The LMG team will not make it off the battlefield this turn. Only 8 survivors. We'll roll for the 1st Lieutenant first. D2 turns plus 1. He'll arrive in the hedgerows table in 2 turns. That will be turn 24. Now for the 3 soldiers from 1st section. That will be turn 25.